Hey, sorry about that, guys. Welcome to High Level Games presents The Enemy Within. Um, Sorry about that. I didn't realize that OBS wasn't recognizing my mic. Uh, we are picking up with our second session. We are finishing up If Looks Could Kill. Um, Jamie is not able to join us, at least to start with. She is caught up with some work stuff, but hopefully she will be able to make it before the end of the night. In the meantime, we're just kind of gonna go on without her. Um, does anybody want to tell us where we left off?
We are in the process of securing payment for our services of moving some goods.
That's right.
Yeah, and we'd arrived in some kind of a work site.
Yeah, so I actually can show you guys the work site now. Activate.
I just think if I remember correctly, we were hired to go help on work sites, and as we got on the barge, we did a bit of RP, chatted with some of the Strigani people. Thankfully rescued one of the Strigani people.
Yep.
Fortunately, our boat sunk, and we had to do some trekking through the swamps, but as mentioned, at least we got to discuss our payment bits.
Yeah,
Maybe grease it a bit more.
Yeah, and the boat wasn't entirely sunk. It is stuck on a bunch of rocks. And it is in no condition to go anywhere, and it's probably wrecked, but at the moment it's not actually at the bottom, but it's close enough. So,
let's put it this way, for Gert, that's one too many rivers to cross.
Right on.
I think it's important to note the heroism and just amazing actions of Davros during that entire time.
Oh.
Ooh, and potential buoyancy as well.
Potential buoyancy, because I didn't find out if I was buoyant at all.
Very close to figuring out there.
Mm-hmm.
I must have missed all the amazing things that you did for us, Davros.
I don't know how.
I was busy carrying the old lady to safety.
Oh, right. That.
And
well, you are the strongest of us all.
All right, and now that we can actually see stuff,
I appreciate that.
I'm gonna throw some characters. This is Rutger Reuter. This is Madame Vidama. This is Ryko. This is the dwarf you met. And this is the big honking fish you guys messed around with.
Pike. Stir pike.
Yep, a young stir pike. It was only 8 feet long. So I'm going to move these guys up over our map.
So this is why you don't go into the water. Fish poop in there. Terrible.
I don't swim.
If only we all had a choice.
So, all right. So you guys, if I remember correctly, we're going with Thulgrim over to meet Reuter's partner, Johanna Stiegler. Correct?
It is correct.
Okay, so this is Johanna there. Cool. All right. So, when you meet Johanna, it's at the doors of her wagon. Thulgrim, the dwarf, he knocks on the door, and then you hear a bunch of shuffling, a bunch of sighing. You hear like a bunch of hard heels clacking across the floor, and then a tall woman, well dressed, curly blonde hair, eyes are bloodshot, and looks like she's exhausted. She comes in and she says, I was hoping to get some sleep. Whatever it is you want, can it not wait till morning?
I wish that it could. Unfortunately, we do have very important business to discuss, and it is time sensitive.
And who are you? Fulgrim, who are these? Who are these people? These.
I am Davros, and these are my faithful companions.
Faithful is one word for it.
Thulgrim said, Boat ran aground. These folks helped out. Reuter wants them compensated. Well compensated if possible.
Very well compensated.
Young Davros, what was the amount that Rutger Reuter agreed to?
Well, what were the I'm sorry, what were the it was pennies and then
pennies,
I don't remember how
shillings,
the money
crowns.
Finnings,
12
shillings,
to
and
a
crowns.
shilling.
5
20
crowns
shillings to a
apiece.
crown. That's I'm not sure that's believable. Ye coin aside.
The Thulgrim looks at you, raises an eyebrow. You just said 1 crown not 5 minutes ago.
Oh, my memory is so off. I'm so sorry about that. Of course, 1 crown apiece. And then we probably should talk about any ongoing work.
As if my esteemed partner hadn't already demonstrated his incompetence. Dwarf, I already have a site ran full of so-called assets that stubbornly fail to sweat for me. Bring me the chest inside and set it on the floor, but I will not authorize the spending of a single brass penny till I see some progress. Are you guys flickering out, or is that just me?
Yeah.
Everybody's
I saw
flickering?
some flickering.
Okay. I'm blaming Discord for that.
I'm not seeing it on the stream, so...
Okay.
Oh, well, maybe I am now.
Okay, so the Discord is what we're working with, folks. Sorry. But she doesn't want to pay you guys until she sees some work on her dig site.
So that's not really going to work for us.
You tell him, Moongi.
Now, hold on there. I would be perfectly okay with myself working for that payment as agreed before, but I personally like to ask you a few questions just of note. I think if you answer those questions, I might be more ample and definitely more willing to work to the fullest extent of my abilities.
What questions do you have?
I've been hearing things about the site itself, particularly of some stonework nearby. I hear that's a big deal of concern for the Sturgani people here, and I was wondering if you had any more info on it.
The Strigani are superstitious. They're just old stones that need to be moved.
Superstitions are based to some degree on fact.
Madeline Gale.
Well, regardless, once they're out of the way, it'll be no problem. You just have to get them out of the way. We'll pay you for each stone that you move. But in the meantime, yeah, I'm going to have to wait to see what you can do until I can move this. Until I can give you any money.
It's quite understandable. Thankfully, I did bring
We managed to get the gold here. It wouldn't have made it without us. The boat would have sunk. Your partner would have possibly died to a fairly large fish. I feel like either we need some sort of advance, or at least some sort of better equipment for this type of work. We've already stretched ourselves with no pay. That doesn't seem reasonable, does it?
It pains me deeply to say this, but the LG is right.
Let's see. I'm checking a couple things. So I'm pretty sure Davros has the highest haggle. Yep, at 49.
I'm gonna say that's a yes.
Yes. So
Time to prove your worth, Davros.
does anybody else have haggle? Only one other person has advances in haggle. So go ahead and make me a +0 haggle test. As Johan is going to back you up.
marginal success.
Let's see. Oh, you nailed it. You got the exact number you needed to.
Huzzah.
She she taps her nails against the side of her wagon. Fine. I'll give you 10 shillings apiece. My partner did not negotiate with my consent.
10 shillings as an advance, you mean?
10 shillings. And she turns.
We were promised a crown.
She leans back. She's just like, my partner is incompetent. He doesn't know what he's doing. He's ruining this venture. You're going to get 10 shillings.
This feels like a you problem. We were promised a crown in good faith.
Davros, if you don't mind, let's just have a quick bit of a chat here.
Let's make a little huddle, team.
Thulgrim.
I'll say to him, it sounds like there's quite a dispute here with the partners. I
Right.
think we should maybe
Steal all the gold. What?
I don't think that would end well, especially with a camp full of unpaid workers. I think it's best to take our advance or our payment now and maybe...
Steal the gold later?
I wasn't going to say that, but incentivize the need of our payment, especially if the work was almost done or not even close to being done. If not, we can always take assets from, or value from other assets.
The Strickany folk that I spoke to during the walk told me that Rutger Reuter reliably pays, even if it doesn't always happen up front.
Yes, but we've been promised a crown and we're only getting 10 shillings now.
I suspect that the rest will come in time, based on what the manlings have told me.
In my experience, those with money don't tend to fulfill these kind of expectations.
Look, I think we're looking at this all backwards. We have a camp full of unpaid workers and a chest full of gold. We can just take our cut and hand off the rest of the box to the workers. And if any of the authorities ask a question, we'll have the entire camp of workers to back us up.
So we take our 10 shillings now and give me 48 hours and I'll have a rebellion ready.
I think you'll find you'll have less success with these manlings than you think. You're welcome to give it a try.
And I'm all
Wow.
for the grand schemes. I just hope that if the law is involved, it's not the church, at least.
Of course, right. What's a little business out in the wilds?
Pro bono work is good, I hear.
Great.
We're just here to help the common worker.
And ourselves.
Well, I just think that it's time for the proletariat to rise up. And if my pocket gets lined during that process.
And everybody froze.
But we expect more later.
Oh. I had a little bit of a freezing issue. But we're good to go now, so.
We'll take
Okay.
the 10 shillings each, but we expect the rest later.
Fine, whatever. And she hands you each 10 shillings. So I'll go ahead and update. Our Johanna's sheet. So she gets another. So she's at.
Huzzah! 10 silver shillings. Is there a pub nearby?
No. As you guys can see from the campsite, there's not much going on here. So.
Well, I might as well go and introduce myself to people.
Okay. You've met a decent amount of the people here. You've met the 3 people in charge. You've met the leader of the Strigony. You've met the Strigony who are on the ship. There's more Strigony in camp, but
Yes, we've encountered, but they've never met me. I am immediately going to set to work talking to. I find the most grumpy looking worker in the campsite and start with them and just start complaining to them about the lack of pay and the harsh working conditions. And somewhere in the conversation, I mentioned that there's a giant box of gold in camp. And once I do that, I shrug my shoulders and just move on to the second grumpiest looking person.
I don't know about you, manlings and Elgie, but I could use some goose.
What the hell is goose?
For food or drink.
It would be amendable,
phone's ringing. You're
especially
fired.
after the long day.
Yes, it's been a long, tiring day of carrying things. Let's go find those Strigony. I bet after carrying that old woman to safety, they'll be much exposed to sharing some food and lodgings with us.
I still have some trail mix.
I said food.
Let's see.
I also think it may be wise. Maybe we're having our meal to check out those stones.
Go
I'm quite
ahead.
intrigued.
Go ahead and make me a -20 gossip test, Quinn.
-20 gossip test.
Yeah.
Okay. Let's see. Gossip. I hit this. And then I have to put in a modifier of -20.
If you click on the difficulty,
okay.
It'll say -20 very hard.
Okay.
Can I help with that? I also
-20 is hard.
Okay. But yeah, -20. If you have advances in gossip, then I will let you assist Ben, if that's what you want to do.
I do. I have
Marginal
10 advances in
success.
gossip.
Okay, so that would actually be a +1 SL since you're being assisted by Asa Wing. So we would. So thanks. Oh, once again, thank you, Moo Man, for putting all the work in for this, for Foundry. Because he added a lot of really awesome things, like I can edit the rolls and stuff. So that is a 33 versus a 44. So that is a marginal success still. A little bit better. You don't really get... The Strigony, while they've had good experiences with the camp so far, they're a little frustrated with some of the work they're being asked to do. While they're getting paid, it's not really well organized. If you go over to the foundations of the mill, there's a bunch of water at the bottom of the foundations. They're not terribly happy with the way things, even though they're being paid on time, they're kind of getting the runaround and treated like crap. So, and so you manage to get the grumpiest people to be a little bit grumpier. And they're kind of grumbling a little bit. So.
Well, that's my day.
Okay. So are you guys ready to go to
Going
sleep?
from person to person, whining.
You guys ready to go to sleep and get some rest before you guys...
I think they said while they were going to eat, they were going to go check out the stones.
Okay. It
Yes,
is
to
dark.
table.
It is dark out, and you would be walking alone down a dark path. I'm just putting it out there. It's dark.
As long as I got my dwarven friend, I'm sure I'll be fine. If not, I'll be able to outrun him.
Why don't we take a look at it tomorrow? I'm pretty tired. There'll be plenty of work to do tomorrow.
If you insist, I'll trust your counsel. Let's get some grubbiness.
Okay. So you guys, you're very welcome by the Strigony. They are very thankful for you for your help with Ryko and with saving Madame Vidama. They are very, very pleased with you. They welcome you with open arms. They make some great food. They do have beer, so it's not like you guys are going totally without drink. But you guys, they welcome you into into their tents and stuff, and you guys don't have to worry about making your own shelter. They've got plenty of room for you. But as you guys sleep, you guys toss and turn through the night. You guys have awful, horrible dreams. I need everybody to make a +0 cool test. I'm gonna go ahead and roll Johannes.
Is cool a
Basic
skill?
That's a
Yes.
skill, yeah.
+0 cool test.
Roll.
Marginal success. I am the captain of marginal success today. That's correct.
Are you
It's a
sure?
failure.
Because you got a nope. I'm showing you as having as an impressive failure.
Oh, I was looking at the previous one. That is an impressive failure.
So for the two of you that failed, you now have 1 fatigue condition. That gives you a -10 to all tests.
I also had to spend a fortune point on that, so I'm down to 2 now.
Okay.
Oh.
Would you? That's a -3. Would you like to take a corruption point for a chance to re-roll that?
You're trying to tempt me, but I won't be tempted today.
Okay, so you're fatigued then. So Quinn, you have 3 fortune points. If you want to spend one of them, you can get a re-roll.
Well, yeah, let's try that.
Okay.
That seems important. Okay. That, and cool
Luke, thanks
was
for the
my
hype.
test, right? Still a failure.
Okay. Would you like to take a corruption point in exchange for another chance at a reroll?
What is a corruption point?
So once you gain a certain number of corruption points, which would be equal to your toughness bonus and willpower bonus, which would be for you 3 + 4, so you could take up to 7 corruption points. Once you get to 7, then you have to roll to see if you gain a mutation.
Oh,
Mutants
that seems legit. I'll take a corruption point.
try reroll.
Yeah, why not?
Cool. Yeah, so as a heads up, physical mutations pretty much are a death sentence in this world.
Marginal success, though.
Okay, so you are no longer fatigued. Okay, so only the witch hunter cannot overcome the nightmares.
Where do I track corruption?
It's on the main sheet. I already added it for you.
Oh, great, thanks.
So, let me see. Let me bring y'all's attention to the nightmares. That should have popped up for you guys.
Should I read it out loud?
I can.
For those that are.
Yeah, if you would like to read it out loud for those who can't see it, because once the thing that integrates cameras into this VTT becomes available, I'm going to use it, but right now it's not.
Okay.
I don't want to pay for it.
You awake with a sudden jolt, your heart hammering against your ribs. Your memories of the nightmare begin peeling away as soon as you awaken, but you remember a straw bed, fire consuming a hut, great claws grasping and binding you with twine. You recall the reflection of the chaos moon on the waters of the Grouse being consumed by a great and angry eye. Your back was pressed down on a stone slab. Then you remember nothing save an intense anguish, a sense of having lost everything, forlorn, forever.
So that is what kept you guys up at night. Most of you were able to kind of pass it off as a dream and get back to sleep. Gert really struggled with it. But if you guys are ready, I'm sorry, dogs are going nuts in the back and my wife is trying to get a nap in before work.
It's not that bad from what I can hear.
What was that?
It's not that bad from what I can hear.
Yeah, but I could hear him through my headphones, so I just want to say something about that. Thulgrim comes up to you guys early in the morning. Um, he's got a bunch of bowls of food, sets it down in front of you guys. It's this very thin, like barley gruel. It's not terribly pleasing. And he says, "All right, you guys know, heading over to the stones today. I'm gonna get them dug up, and yeah, we'll be able to get going with the rest of this."
Fantastic.
Digging up stones? It's a dwarf's work.
Uh,
Dirk, you look
agree.
terrible.
Yeah, I didn't sleep that well. I think I was thinking too much about those damn stones, but maybe remove them will help lift that weight off my mind. But oh,
I didn't sleep well at all either. I had the most terrible nightmare. It was like there was fire and like claws and like the chaos moon. What?
did you see an eye?
Yeah, an eye.
Hmm.
How did
Guys,
you
you
know
slept
that?
great.
Afraid that might have had the same dream. I'm very superstitious, but I hope yesterday I didn't cross too many rivers. This might be coming back to haunt me today. But
Cross too many rivers.
it's,
What kind of manling superstition is this?
well, I'm sure you've heard of the god of death more.
Yeah, manling god.
Yes, at the age of 10, all the Empire Young, and especially those of the South, have a dooming where,
A dooming.
yes, it's how we will end. You're given that helps alleviate some pressures from this world, but it adds even more. I was told that I will be fine crossing 1, 2, 3 rivers, but after that, more will follow me. If you get my drift on that.
Sounds ominous. Is that per day or how does that work?
I'll let Moore decide that.
Hmm. I don't understand your manling gods, but I will respect it. Let's not cross any rivers with you today.
Thank you, Sir Dwarf.
So where are these stones that need to be moved?
he points to a path behind the Strigany tent. It's this area over here on the map.
And the Strigany don't want to move these stones?
No, they're superstitious. You know how these manlings are.
So what's the pay?
Shilling per stone each.
A shilling per stone each, and how many stones?
7.
7 shillings? Just to move a few stones? Sounds like a good deal to this doughy. What say you, my fellows?
I'm gonna take this moment to sneak off and scout around the camp.
What say you, my Umgi?
So Ben, go ahead and make me a. Are you trying not to be seen?
I guess it depends how many workers are around here. I don't really mind if the workers see me walk off. I mind if the people paying the bills notice me.
So there's probably about 40 people, 40 workers. There's, as far as you know, there's only the 3 bosses: Stiegler, Reuter, and Thulgrim.
Yeah, so as soon as I don't see them and like I'm behind a crowd of workers, I'm just gonna book it out to the edges and take a look around.
Okay.
I don't trust this dream.
Go ahead and make me a plus 20 perception test. And real quickly, which area of the camp are you going to be moving around?
Well, if the whole setup seems to be with these stones, I'm mostly interested in the perimeter. I guess I'll see how long it takes to to go the area around the edges of the stones and see what time it is and how much what's going on at that
Okay.
point.
Yeah, go ahead and make a +20 perception test. All
Plus
right.
5, impressive success.
Ooh, you got a 72 perception.
Feels elf.
Elves, man.
Elves are broken.
Those elky eyes.
Yeah. Tell us what your elf
I
eyes
rolled
see.
it randomly. Don't judge me.
Too late.
He did actually randomly roll an elf, so it's not his fault. He's not
Is
like
he swinging a wood elf or a high elf?
high elf. So
Oh.
he is not the dirty min maxer that our friend Bad Juju is. So for those,
Why am I not surprised to hear that,
oh
Mr. Witch?
he's the worst min maxer. I love it. He's always looking for ways to break games, and when he watches this tomorrow, he's gonna feel
Yeah,
called
I
out.
hope that he gets to hear our little session about him. Ooh, gossip.
Gossiping. Sorry, JJ. Not sorry. So yeah, as you look around because you're mostly focusing in this area around the stones, correct, Ben?
That's right. I'm at least for the moment see what I see first. And then,
Over there,
decide
you
if I
don't
want
see
any
a
more.
whole lot. You see these ominous black stones as you look into the circle. One of which is the central 6 stones spaced around a larger central stone. You can easily see that there's carvings on it. You can't make out what they are from this distance, but there's definitely some sort of writing on it. But yeah, there's not much going on around here.
So no animal tracks, nothing weird at the edges of.
Nope, not around there.
And about how long does it take for me to get all that?
About 10, 20 minutes.
Okay, if it's barely anything, then I'll keep going. I'll see what I can find in an hour. Just again hugging the edges of camp right out of view.
Go ahead and make another +20 test.
Okay. Regular success.
I actually probably should have made that a +0, but you do succeed either way. Because it is still very misty out. But as you, for the most part, it's not. There's not a whole lot going on, but as you get closer to Reuter's tent in the southeast part of the camp, you do notice these very large tracks with for a creature with 3 toes near his near Reuter's tent. I mean, when I say
Is it
these are
something that I recognize the?
Ben?
Sorry, go on. Yes.
Okay, you cut out for a bit.
I
What
can
were you
hear
saying?
you.
By large, are we talking like dog tracks or like bear tracks?
We're talking about like a yard long, 3-toed tracks.
Do I recognize it, or does it at least look similar to something I've seen, even if the scale is off?
Let's see. What skills do you have that are applicable?
I have outdoor survival.
Yeah, go ahead and make me a -10 outdoor survival. You don't.
Ooh.
Yeah, you don't recognize them. It's unlike anything you've seen. Vaguely kind of reptilian, but you can't say for sure.
And you said it approaches his tent, or
There's it is leading away from his tent.
I guess I don't know that I want to follow something so large out into the wilderness. I guess I should check and see if he's, alive. I'll try and, I guess, listen at his tent, see if I hear anything, or
You don't hear anything at the tent.
I guess can I take a glance in under the edge, see if
It's empty.
Well, that's concerning. Um okay, I guess you said the tracks go away from the tent?
They lead towards the
Do they
river.
the river? Okay. I guess I'll follow it at least to the river and see it goes into the water or
It leads towards like a big stand of bulrush, and as you approach the bulrush, you get closer to it. You see Reuter's body. Blood everywhere. His right arm's been torn off. If you look at around his um right arm, it is all sorts of like ragged and like savaged up, and you can see the three-toed footprints heading off again.
he's definitely dead though.
Oh yeah, he's
Yeah.
armless. He's dead.
Okay. In that case, I'm going.
Missing one arm.
He is missing one arm. He's missing his right arm. His left arm is still intact.
So I guess I will quickly pat him down and see if he had anything on him, and then
Priorities.
I'll head back to the camp, and then I'm gonna head back to.
He's in a nightgown. There's not much there.
Okay. So does it look like he was dragged there, or does it look like he walked there?
You didn't see any of his footprints.
All right, then yeah, I guess I'll head back to camp. Do I see any of he has two partners, right? You said?
He has one partner and then the four-person. Well, four dwarf.
Okay.
I guess.
We won't deal with that yet. I'll look for his partners.
Okay. What could possibly go wrong indeed, Noah? Oh, you did notice that he had the key to the chest around his neck, and you could have taken that if you wanted to.
Oh yeah, absolutely. I'm taking that.
Yeah, I missed that detail. I'm sorry.
Okay, this totally changes things. I'm not looking for them at all. I'm gonna look for Davros,
Okay.
and we're gonna go back to the tent.
I would remind some of the unscrupulous Elgi in this party, not going to name any names. If you forgot, it's a chest that needs 2 keys to open it.
Fuck.
From last session.
It does need 2 keys to open.
Okay, in that case, still gonna go to Davros. I'm gonna hide the key on my person. Let him know what I found and go from there.
Is Davros helping us with the stones, or what's Davros up to at this time?
I am spending a lot of time leaning on a shovel and talking to people.
Okay. Is anybody helping me with the stones, Gert?
I would love to. I'm still very tired, but you know, I've only been raised to be a stone mason my whole life, so
Gert,
I have to take one.
Gert, go ahead and make me a +0 stonemasonry test.
So be -10 because I'm fatigued,
Yes.
correct? Oh boy. Oh, this is one of the things I believe you're going to have to
Okay.
roll for me.
Yeah, so one of the, for those of you watching, there is a flaw with I don't know if it's ooh. Let's see. You're at
It's
-7.
an ooh. That doesn't sound like a good ooh.
No, I saw your stonemasonry skill. That's what I oohed about.
Impressive fail. You know what? Why not? I'm gonna spend that fortune point.
Do it again.
I don't even think this is a stone issue. We just need to drag the stones around.
Well, no, this is for other reasons. It's not just -7.
Hey, even better this time. Tell me, what do I glean from these stones?
They big rocks.
I have, as a we happen to have some knowledge of the lore of geology, if that could be helpful here.
No, not so much.
Okay.
So I think after looking over the stones for some time, filling them up a bit, I'll turn to my dwarven compatriot. I'll say to him, I can definitely tell you the stone is hard at least.
I know nothing special about these stones. Other than that, we get a shilling for each one we drag over. Each.
Okay, so who's actually actively taking down the stones? Gert, Vragny,
I have mining, so I will.
not Davros.
That's some oddly specific information you need. Is something bad going to happen to those of us who are moving these stones? Yes, I'm taking part.
Acewing, are you helping?
I don't think Acewing is here.
Well, so it depends on the time. I said it took however long it took for me to get to Reuter, take the key, hide the key, and come back.
So Acewing and, Gert and Vragny and Johanna all need to take +0 endurance tests. Your buddy
So
here,
can I use mining instead?
Your what?
Would I be able to use mining instead,
No,
or
this
is
just
pure
has to.
digging?
This just has to do straight up with how much effort you're putting in.
Okay.
All right, endurance test.
Oh, she will fortune that.
And there's no modifier on this,
No
correct?
modifier.
I'll
Hey,
spend a fortune point to reroll that.
Oh yes, at least we're being consistent this game.
There we go.
Others.
Okay, after a reroll, I have a +4 impressive success.
+4. Okay. So if you pass it, you're fine. After each toughness bonus worth of rocks. What's your toughness bonus, Gert?
I want to say it's 3. Let me take a look. It is barely 3.
Yeah. Y'all rolled. Everybody except for Noah really rolled pretty poorly, especially all you humans.
The most
I have
impressive
+4 SLs, and I have 4 toughness.
Okay. So, Ragni doesn't need to make any more tests. Gert, you gain another fatigue condition.
Oh no.
What does the second fatigue condition do?
That's another -10.
Oh no.
So it's accumulated. He's at -20 to all of his tests.
I think after digging out one of the stones, you don't see Gert for a bit, and you peer at the hole where the stone was, and he's laying down inside trying to catch some Z's.
Quinn, real
It's
quickly.
manling vigor for you.
If you're looking at chat, Foxfire, she is also from Edmonton, so.
Yeah, Foxfire, I am tired.
Yeah. So.
Had a big conference here in Edmonton for the last 3 days that my organization put on. Talk about homelessness and stuff, and
he barely made it here. He barely made it to the table, so. But yep, 2 Edmontonians and another Canadian, so.
Terrario.
Yep, so.
It's where good things grow, apparently.
All right, so everybody else who's you and Johanna need to make another endurance test for the last how many of these stones are you going to try and get up? All of them?
The work's not done till it's done. That's the Dewey way.
All right.
Yep. Might work myself in the early grave, but we'll get the job done.
She will fortune that as well. She passed it, so I have no problem using characters' fortune points. I'm not gonna let the character take corruption without. Well, choose.
Actually, I don't think Gert will help with these. I think I'm gonna take a page out of Dapo's book and be team sport.
Johanna is bitching about how you guys aren't pulling your weight. So I'm assuming
It's not their fault, Zufki. They're all manling.
so. That would allow you guys to remove everything. Once you guys take out the central stone, it feels like
This is a central stone.
yeah. So there's 6 stones, and then there's the 7th stone. So, because you have a higher toughness bonus, you can move more stones without taking the endurance test.
Great.
So you passed the only one you needed to. Johanna and Gert needed to take more because they had lower toughness bonus. But once you take out that central stone, it's like it is a big. It's like the mood physically, everything feels a little bit less tense. And as you look around, it's almost as if the mist is starting to lift as a result of this.
Now that's the feeling of Dowie work well done.
So, real quickly, does anybody have Lore Reichland?
I'm going to go out on a limb and say no.
Are you
I
just
have a
looking?
far more useful lore of dwarves.
Hey, she has
Lore alt
Reichland.
door.
Quinn, if you just use the base human stats, you should have it, or you did have it as an option to pick up Lore Reikland.
So that is
Yeah, I do not.
okay.
All right.
That's a -20 test for her. So low chance.
I
of
think it
success.
was an option to choose. I chose something else.
Okay, so she doesn't. Okay. Just making sure I give all of you guys the chances you have to learn things.
Is there anything special about the central stone other than it being different?
Yeah, so when you look at the rest of the stones are kind of like roughly carved. They're not as finessed as the central stone. The central stone is larger and it is hexagonal, and it's got all these carvings on it that you guys don't understand.
So I know I don't understand the carvings, but I'm looking at the stone. Is there any eye, like an iconography of an eye or something?
There,
Are these carvings of obviously dwarven make?
no, they are not obviously dwarven.
Then they're uninteresting to me.
As you guys see, around, get to the closer to the base of you see that there are some carvings that are in better shape that haven't been like worn away by the weather as much, and there's a bunch of creatures with large triangular heads, with single cyclopean eyes set in the middle of them.
Taking a look at that. Oh no, sorry. Go ahead. I'm here.
You see that it looks like there's like an image of the lake and towers around it. You do notice that there is one noticeably female creature, and you can tell because it's depicted with breasts and it's got long hair, whereas the rest of the creatures are bald.
And they're all one-eyed?
They're all one-eyed.
There's a lake in the carvings.
Yes, and I see
It looks
creatures of eyes. Davos, does this look familiar to you?
Does it look familiar to me? I'm going to go way out on a limb and say no.
Something
I'm not
about those
very well
eyes
educated.
I don't like.
Oh,
Reminds me of last night. That's
the
what I was
single
getting.
glaring eye. Does it look familiar to me? Is it evocative of the eye that I saw in my dream?
It's not quite. As you guys look at the rest of the scenes, you see one is like a war party carrying away like loot and prisoners. And then to the far right of that image, you see the bloated female holding the severed heads of slain prisoners over the waters of the lake. And you also see a monstrous horned creature above the lake in that image. The next row of images, you see more raids and more of these like profane rites, and you see a huge beast 4 times the size of everything else. It looks like a creature with a giant lizard with 4 pairs of legs, and out of the eyes you see lightning bolts coming out of it.
Well, there's nothing we've seen to indicate that there'd be such a large creature in this area, so we can ignore these strange images. Probably just manling scrawlings.
Mm-hmm. Once you get down to the final row of images, you see the death and burial of the female. All the other one-eyed creatures are gathered around the body, arms raised up. You see it's like they buried her near the lake, and you see a tall obelisk erected to mark the place.
How hard would it be for me to find like paper or parchment or something like that?
I have some if you need some, manling. What do you need them for?
I'd like to take a rubbing of that last image.
Sure. I give Davros one of my... I think I have a sheet of paper. Let me take a look. I have a notebook, I believe. I will remove a page from my notebook, my journal, for Davros.
Yeah, I just get a piece of charcoal from burnt out fire or something, and that last image I just kind of take a charcoal rubbing on the paper.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
Now, I know you're not as superstitious as I, Dowie, perhaps the others, but Davros, I'd be careful with who you show that picture in the future.
Good advice. I fold it up and put it away.
So it depicted that last image at the bottom there seems to show a burial beneath an obelisk. Could that be one of these obelisks?
It looks very similar to the central obelisk that it's actually carved onto.
And we've just removed that obelisk from...
I'm literally leaning on a shovel, and I'm like, somebody should really dig under it.
Dig under the obelisk?
Yeah.
That sounds reasonable to me. Why don't you help me out, Imgi?
Yeah, for sure. I hand him the shovel.
Right,
I think once I hear this, I'm going to flash the symbol more. I'm going to take a step back, and I'm going to say, I'm not participating in this. This is unsettling, not right.
Oh, why isn't it right?
There's something off about it. I can't say what's up, but the dreams, the stones, I don't want to unbury what's buried. It should remain as such.
Am I back by this point, by the way?
Yeah, you've been back for a bit.
Oh,
Elgi, what brings you here? Where have you been? There's been much work to do.
Group huddle. That's nice that you got all the work done. Looking forward to that pay, but gather around.
Oh, all right. We huddle up.
I'll huddle up very lazily.
I think there's, I don't know. We've actually found a very interesting revelation here, Elgi. You might be interested in. Well, I think there's somebody buried underneath that stone there.
Something.
Or where the stone was. Yeah, something. The drawings were very crude manling drawings. So perhaps they were... It's tough to tell if it was something that wasn't a manling, or maybe it was a manling and manlings are just terrible at carving, which they are. No offense. Preston Company fluted, of course.
I hope you say so. I come from a very long line of stonemasons.
Yes, of course. Manling stonemasons.
So that's great and all, and I'm sure we're all cursed for moving the stone or whatever the case may be, but we kind of have a bigger, more pressing matter.
Oh, you LG are always going on about bigger, more pressing matters.
That's not a metaphor. I mean, actually physically larger. That is a problem.
Physically larger? What's physically larger?
Near our employer's tent, there were giant claw marks. Looked like some sort of lizard. And I do, this big, and how do I put this? He's ripped to shreds. It killed him and ran into the water. So we should maybe.
Excuse me?
Oh, back up
Whoa,
here, LG.
whoa,
Did you
whoa,
just
whoa,
say
whoa, whoa.
Rutger Reuter is dead?
Very.
Did you get the key?
The key is no longer on his body.
Okay, we should go. We should. That's
What did
not
what did,
okay.
what did Stiegler say when you told her?
I'm here telling you.
Mm,
All right, we should go let her know. There's a monster on the loose.
I physically grab him.
Whoa, hey, what's going
whoa.
on? We gotta get out of
listen.
here. There's a monster.
Right. You and I both see the severity of the situation.
Oh, absolutely.
I put my arm around him, and I kind of turn him away from everybody else, and I say, however, I'm not sure that everyone else is going to see things as clearly as we do.
Well, I mean, if Rutger Reuter is dead, that's a very bad sign.
Yes, absolutely. Very bad for everyone involved.
Yes.
For all of the people's safety here as well as our own.
Yeah, especially our own. I think you would be the first to be on board with me on this, Devers.
Yes, absolutely. However, just, spitballing here.
This is going to be one of your schemes again, isn't it?
No, not at all.
Okay,
but
let's
we
hear your
may
scheme.
have an opportunity because there was 2 keys to that chest.
Yes, you need both keys to open the chest. I recall that.
Right. He had one.
Yeah, and Stiegler had the other.
Right. So we could have an opportunity to get 2 keys to the chest.
Right, you could hand the key over to Stiegler and get our pay, and then we can get out of here.
Okay, let me start over from the beginning. Just tell me where I lose you. So, if we have both keys,
I've been
we
moving
are-
rocks all day. You may not, empathize with this, but that's tiring work. Even for a Dawi, and I want to be paid for that.
Listen, I have been at the end of a shovel all day as well, so don't say that you've been doing all the work.
I've been doing all the work.
Listen, you know that my role is just as... We're getting off track. All
right, let's hear the scheme.
Okay, first of all, I feel as though you're already biased against it when you start calling it a scheme. But second of all...
Let's hear the plan.
There we go. If we can... We're halfway to getting 2 keys to this chest. If we get both keys, then all the money in the chest could be ours.
Well, it belongs to the Stiegler and Reuter family.
It belongs to whomever has the will to hold.
We gotta... Perhaps I can speak in a way that will appeal to your Ungi sensibility.
I can't tell if you're insulting me.
We were seen leaving with Rutger Reuter from Ubersreich. I'm an investigator. I specialize in this kind of thing.
Right.
I assure you that any investigator who looks into this and finds that Rutger Reuter is dead, and that the money is gone, and that we are gone, will jump to certain conclusions.
Right.
We didn't kill Rutger Reuter.
No.
But we are not wealthy, trustworthy, quote-unquote trustworthy. You know how merchants are. We're not trustworthy merchants. We could get the blame for this unless we're careful, especially if we end up having more of that money than we ought.
So I'm going to walk up to this boy and put an arm around one and arm around the other. Friends, look, there's a middle ground. We don't need perfect to be the enemy of good enough. If the chest happens to open, everyone knows that Reuter was bad with money. They don't know how much is in the chest. They haven't counted it.
We are underpaid for our previous work as well.
Exactly.
We would just be righting a wrong.
Exactly. So we just take our fair share, and then we leave it open for the workers to make sure the workers get their fair pay. And whatever the authorities find after the fact, well, you know what? They should have been better businessmen.
I don't see what we owe the workers. I think we get our fair share. We hand the key off to Stiegler. We let her know that Reuter is dead, that it was an attack by a lizard, and we get out of here.
Or we hand the keys to the workers and let them decide collaboratively what should happen in the
So
future.
there is one element to this plan I haven't fully understood. We have one key, and it takes
Yes.
2 keys to open the chest.
Right.
Stiegler has the other key.
Absolutely.
Currently.
I
So,
think that if you
Stiegler to
leave
agree.
the second part of the plan up to me and A-Swing, we'll all be very happy.
Sounds like some kind of Rinaldi pipe dream.
Real quickly, I would like to point out that none of you has sleight of hand.
I'm not intending to steal anything.
Me neither.
Me either. There's no stealing involved. It's just taking what's rightfully ours.
Reappropriating and redistributing the wealth.
Well,
Yeah.
in light of new developments, I think we can delay digging underneath this stone. We have moved 7 stones. We're entitled to 7 shillings each. We can go collect our shillings, get our back pay for what we did yesterday, and then get out of here.
That's a pretty good suggestion as well. Hey, if we leave the confines of this camp, won't we be way more vulnerable to the giant claw thing?
Think of that mention. I'm going to draw my sword very lazily.
Whoa. Why the steel out?
It's talking monsters and mayhem. It's not sitting with me right. This talk about abandoning it. Can't just leave. We got to get to the bottom of this.
Well, we could just tell the Strigony to get out of here too. They seem eager to consider this place haunted. They believe in some unrelated monster. We can just tell them to get out, and everybody will be fine.
How about before we go to any conclusions? You haven't told anyone about the body, have you?
What body?
Mm-hmm. We should maybe go investigate further if we can.
Or let someone else discover it.
I feel like if I were to report this after the fact to my employer, they would not be happy with me or us, especially with our knowledge of the situation.
What
They
what
don't-
knowledge of the situation?
They don't, yeah.
Mm-hmm. Sorry, I have certain obligations. Hope you understood that.
Of course,
Well,
we want to help you with.
At the very least, we all agree on getting paid. You've worked yourself to the bone today, Gert. Surely you deserve your 7 shillings.
I certainly do.
Surely Gert deserves his 7 shillings.
7 shillings. We were all promised a gold.
It's also
We still
true.
haven't collected.
Well, Davros, you have a way with people that I admittedly do not. I trust your judgment when it comes to this situation.
That was very big of you to say. Why don't we dig up that body, though?
I think I'm gonna put my sword back in my.
I think
Scabbard.
we have more. I think
If we're worried
there's
about
a
getting to
monster-
the bottom of things,
there is a monster to deal with.
maybe these
There's a
things are
big
connected.
lizard. The corpse underneath the stones that was buried is connected to the monster that is very much alive and just. I mean, there seems there's no. Why would there be any connection between these stones and Reuter?
Listen, I'm not a scholar. I just know weird stuff is usually connected to other weird stuff.
Let's say you, Gert.
Not digging. Feels like violating the dead, especially with the dead that we don't know of. Could be anything down there.
I think there's a certain sense of urgency to everything now that somebody has died, and spending a couple hours digging does not agree with me well.
Well, we could split our focus. So, say, for example, if you stayed here and dug, and then if possibly Gert was able to stay to make sure that you were protected,
I don't think
and
Gert is.
then I could go and talk to what's her face, about this whole situation.
I don't know how pleased Gert is about this whole grave disturbing deal.
I absolutely understand, and I would
Perhaps
not
Gert
ask
should
Gert to
come
be
with you.
involved in the
I think it would be best
Digging.
if I travel with Trevos. I think my inputs in this conversation would be good. I say quite firmly.
And I can get
I
along with
can't
the
tell
LG
you
like
how
that.
deeply I disagree with the plan of action.
Don't worry, my friend. I'll put my hand on his shoulder. Let's go have a bit of a chat. It'll be fun.
I would like it if somebody stayed here with me while I did this, though. There is apparently a monster on the loose.
We have Johanna here. She's definitely the strongest of us all.
Ah, yes. How could I forget the presence of Zufki? Of course. If Johanna is willing to be by my side, then I will dig happily while she watches my back, as you Reichlanders say.
Okay.
Great.
Is anybody else saying other than Johanna and Vragny?
Just as an
I can't say
aside
I'm
of
much of a-
character, if we get randomly attacked, I'm gonna. It's just like me and Johanna. I'm gonna be real sad.
Run.
Aren't
That's
all
what
the
Davros would
workers
do.
still around here?
What was that?
I was gonna say, aren't all the workers still around here?
The Strigany have like refused to come to this area. This part of the
Yeah, this is the stones that they're afraid of because they think it's like haunted or something like that.
Right.
So the plan is, the three of you are going to go talk to Stiegler and get our pay sorted, and I will dig this hole while Johanna watches.
Okay.
Well,
I think that's
it's a good Dewey responsibility, and I can handle it.
So I mean, I think we know that the thing went into the river. I suspect from what I saw, and I scouted around the stones earlier, and there weren't any sort of weird tracks. So I figure as long as you keep an eye towards the river, you should be okay. It looks like this place is much further away from the river than the rest of the camp.
Yeah, it is.
Okay.
Okay.
So that's great.
Okay. Go ahead, Vragny. Go ahead and make me a +0 intuition test.
Intuition. Okay. Let's give that a go. Ah, is this like to avoid getting attacked by a grave curse? All right.
It's for
Intuition.
reasons. I can say that.
All right.
I like reasons.
+0.
Yep, +0.
I've got a 64. That's a marginal failure.
Okay. Oh yeah. You dig and you guys really just can't find anything.
Oh, I guess we were wrong about the grave being here. That's an hour wasted.
So while they're finishing up, what are you three doing?
I'm going to be coming with my friend Dravos over here.
Davros.
And Dravos, sorry. I'll be
Davros.
following him for his chat. Mostly just standing guard, if you will, but I would like to note that I'm very slouched, and while I walk with him, I'm holding my scabbard, ready at any point.
Okay.
So it should be quite noticed that I'm a bit on edge.
Hey, you're kind of freaking me out a little bit.
What?
Could you take it down a full notch?
You have alcohol?
Sorry?
Alcohol? Probably hurts, but will help.
I don't have any more.
I guess we'll have to get over with quickly.
All
Before I
right,
scare
but
you
if you
too
could
much.
just take your hand off your sword, that puts people on edge.
I think
I'm
I'll
gonna
do that.
confidently whistle. It's fine. Everything is good. We've got this covered.
It's fine.
I'll take
You
my
just
hand off the
leave the
scabbard.
talking to
But I also yes.
I didn't hear that, sorry.
So I'll take my hand off my scabbard, but I'll immediately go to fiddling with my dagger instead.
You know what? Fine. All right,
Better.
let's go.
Could just be
and-
hungry.
Thirst for knowledge.
Okay, so let's go and look for Stiegler.
Okay.
That's the who we're supposed to look for, right?
Yeah. So give me a second. That's what I was gonna do. Give me one moment. I'm still working out commands. There you go. So that was a private message I sent to somebody. Davros got to get paid. I sent a whisper to a particular character, so everybody check your chat real quickly. I think it went through. Nope. Okay. So, doesn't Davros have a flask?
Oh yeah, I do have a flask. I just assumed I would have finished it by now.
Okay, that's fair. I just want to double check.
Yeah. By the way, the whisper did come through. It was to me. I don't think it matters at this point to tell, but it did come through. I just was looking in the wrong spot.
Okay, cool. All right. So you guys are. What was the plan again?
We're gonna go talk to Stiegler.
Okay. Okay. You go. You knock on her wagon. She answers. She says, "Did you finish the job?"
Everything's done.
Wonderful. That's excellent.
The stones are all down. I feel as though there was another amount of payment that we needed to be talking.
And that was.
You know, I think you were right.
Yeah. 7 shillings a head.
Yes, I believe that was what I told Thulgrim to give you. I'm going to go need to get. I'll have him fetch Rucker, and we'll get you paid right up.
Great. We'll wait here.
Okay.
As they mentioned, take a little bit of breath and just.
I put my hand on his shoulder. Yeah, we'll wait here for you to find Rucker.
So she
Playing with my dagger while shooting daggers at my eyes at him.
So she walks across the camp. Their wagons are on opposite ends of the camp. She walks across to the camp. She shakes at his tent. Doesn't get a response. Shakes at his tent.
Did she have the key on her necklace too, or did?
Yes.
Oh, that's too bad.
Well, she has it. She has her key on her, but it's not. She's got like an ascot type of deal around her neck, so you can't really tell where exactly it is. She sighs. She calls over one of the Strigony. Have you seen Rucker? No. Go. Could you please find him for me? Please. And she yells across the camp. Hey! Signaling to you guys. Come here.
I'll walk over, and while we're walking over, I'll whisper to the other two. I don't condone this, but you might be able to make a finder's fee on the body.
A finder's fee?
Finder's fees are great.
But you didn't hear that from me. So
I didn't hear anything.
Such things.
All right, we stroll on over. How can we be of service?
Rucker's, I don't know where he is. Not in his tent. You guys need to go find them.
Fantastic. That is something that we can do for you. What is that worth for you?
It's worth your paycheck. He has the other key.
Well, our original paycheck was, I think, a gold each, right? Does that sounds right, right?
It was a crown each.
Make a -10 haggle test, whoever has haggle, which is probably Davros.
Okay.
The haggler. The schemer.
Hagel. Okay, here we are. -10, you said?
Yes. My friend told you to burn stuff.
Oh, shit. Can I
Reroll that
spend a
one.
fate point?
A fortune point? Yes, you can spend a fortune point.
Fortune point?
He rolled
Okay.
an 83 on 39. Yeah, so
Alright, let's try
Colton's
that
had to
again.
burn it. I ain't got to pay him nothing. Burn it. His words.
Hey, there you go.
Huzzah.
Fine, I will pay you the rest of the gold that my idiot companion promised. Find him.
Fantastic. All right, we should probably spread out and go looking for him. Why don't we start doing a circle around the camp? And I start walking in the opposite direction I know the body to be.
Okay.
And we're going to wander around trying to see him at random until we stumble upon the body.
Okay. So who is going to
Can I
be the
take
one that's actually going to discover the body?
I think we're going to stay together.
Okay.
I guess before we do any of that, we can take this opportunity to search his tent, right? Like for clues for where he might have gone.
That's a fantastic point. We go straight for the tent.
Okay. There doesn't seem to be it seems like it's just fairly normal. Everybody make perception tests. So.
I was gonna say, is there any signs of a struggle or the like?
Yeah, everybody make perception tests.
Could you roll me a -20 perception test, please?
Oh yeah, that's right. You can't see it because you're on your laptop.
Yay!
Oh, you're
I'm
Just-
also nice and fatigued.
I have to be away from the keyboard for a second.
okay. Actually,
marginal
guys, I was
success, but that's
going to
a
suggest. I was going to suggest real quickly that we're coming up on the halfway point. If you guys want to take like a 10-minute bathroom break, I know I could definitely grab a glass of water. We could go away for 10-ish minutes.
Works for me.
Okay.
Okay.
I'd be down.
This
I
is
think
all
that's
this
a
digging
crit,
is
by
hard
the
work.
way.
What was that?
Oh, I have a marginal success, but it's a crit for when we get back.
By the way,
So-
thanks for GMing. I've been having a great time this session.
Oh, thank you.
Yeah.
Yeah, this is
Yeah,
wonderful.
you guys have been great. We're gonna chat. We're gonna take a 10-minute break. I'm gonna put the timer back up. We will be back in a moment. Welcome back. Ben made it back at the very last second. We were just leaving off with searching the tent. The three that were at the tent were searching. Ben is the only one who got, or Ace Wing's the only one that got a success. So, you find a tent.
A crit, no less.
Yes. Real quickly, we want to do crits on non-combat rolls? Yes, no, maybe.
I'm not a huge fan of extra critical and fumble rules.
Okay.
Yeah.
In one of
Okay, in that case, marginal.
Okay, yeah. In one of the games I'm playing, it is if you an opt-in, opt-out type of thing. Some players are playing with, some players are playing without. We can do it that way, so you don't have to worry about fumbling if you're not, but you don't get this wonderful crits if you do. So, but we can talk about that later. For now, we'll go no. So yeah, you look around, and a little bit of poking around. It seems like everything's in place. Doesn't seem like there's anything like really no obvious signs of struggle or
Any
Davros,
financial documentation I can pocket?
So to be clear, there's no sign of a struggle, but there are
tracks that lead away from the tent. Yes.
Maybe it's my fatigue, but something doesn't seem right here. Things aren't adding up.
Is there any
Anything
kind of
valuable?
You can find a couple of papers that do describe what's going on financially in the in a you find like a small journal where he talks about everything that's been going on. So, and his take on things is he's just spending the money that needs to be spent to make this a successful operation, and everything that has been spent has been necessary, and he doesn't understand why Johanna Stiegler is so upset about the spending, because it's all necessary and it's all going to go to make this a great a great situation. But as you get further on, the further you dig into it, the more like small bits of doubt tend to creep in, but it's mostly optimism.
So, from what I'm reading, is it blind optimism, or does he actually fully believe what he's doing?
It's based off of what you knew from him when he was alive. It's kind of hard to tell. He just seems like a generally optimistic dude. You don't know how deeply he believes in it, so. So,
is there any like writing implements, paper?
There are a couple small bits of paper. There is a bottle of ink and a couple of quills nearby. It's a large tent. It is a rich person glamping tent.
What's small, portable, and valuable in this tent?
So I think, as I see him looking around at various objects, I'm going to take a look at those too. I'm just going to step outside the tent.
You can find a couple of small bits of jewelry. Nothing big. Just like a couple of small rings. Silver rings.
So 2 small rings?
Two silver rings, yeah.
I mean, hand one off.
Like this type of thickness, yeah.
Yeah. All right. I hand one off to Acewing.
Much obliged.
Put one in my chest pocket.
About 10 minutes later, you hear a bunch
Any
of
booze?
You hear a bunch of yelling from outside the tent.
Damn it! Take those financial documents, and I run outside.
Do we at the stones who are digging holes in the ground also hear yelling?
You make me a quick perception test, like a +0 perception test. So.
All right, +4. I hear something. I'm sure.
Yeah. Yeah, you hear a little bit. You hear what sounds like yelling from off in the distance. So.
I hear yelling, Zufki. Let's go see what they're up to.
Okay. As you guys make your way out towards where the yelling is, you see a couple of workers near the bulrush that Acewing discovered Rucker's body in. And as you guys approach the scene, you see the body for the first times, and it's not. When he said there's a body, you didn't realize there is most of the body. There's not. He didn't tell you there was missing pieces of the body, but you definitely see it's just a regular. You see his arm off. You see that's been his right side's been all sorts of savage. So.
Oh my goodness. I grab a hold of, I probably unconsciously grab a hold of Gert's forearm and just squeeze really tight.
Okay.
When you do that, I jump a bit, and you see me almost pull my sword, but I don't. Last moment. But I'll quickly just come to it and I'll say, well, I hope his journey to Mora's realm was better than his departure.
Well, wherever he's going there less an arm.
As you guys are sitting there observing the body, you hear Thulgrim and Stiegler walk up, and Stiegler just looks at his body, pissed. So now the daughter gets himself killed. Suppose I'm going to have to explain this to his parents, as if he hasn't caused enough problems.
We found the body.
I'm gonna take a look at the body. Does it look like I wanna examine it and determine the cause of death. Was it like, did his arm just get like ripped off? Was maybe he was poisoned and then his arm was removed?
Make a minus 20 perception test.
Are there bite marks? Okay, minus 20 perception. Perception, that's minus 20 hard. Alright, that's a marginal failure.
Okay. Yeah, it's nasty. He probably bled out from that arm getting ripped off. So
looks like he bled out from that arm getting ripped off.
See why you're the investigator around here.
Just doing my job.
Thulgrim gets a little upset with Stiegler. Show a little respect.
I'll give a humble nod to the dwarf as he says that.
Stiegler Go ahead.
Oh, so are they just like right there arguing?
Yeah. Stiegler puts her hand on her head and she says, "We don't need respect. We need justice." She reaches down to her belt. She pulls out a big old purse, and it is full of coin. 10 gold crowns to whoever finds the monster responsible for this.
Excuse me, sorry, one moment. You told us you needed him to pay us, and it looks like you have more than enough money to pay us for the work we've already done before we start running off to
This is my
find
money.
some giant lizard. And we did work for you?
This is my money.
Elgie, I think we did work for the expedition.
Not exactly. This is my personal money I'm offering up.
Well, you know, since Rutger Reuter is dead, what happens about us getting paid?
Well, you'll get paid. I'll pay you like you're due for today.
And how many crowns to bring you the head of the monster again?
10 crowns. I'll just get my money. I'll just reimburse myself from the chest. And she goes to look at the body.
See, Bragny, this is why you don't do the talking. Because a second ago, she offered 10 crowns for finding the fucking thing. Now, you're promising to bring its head.
She raises her eyebrow and she says, "This key's not here."
We found that in the tent.
Oh.
Hey, Swing?
And she pulls out her hand. She make me a +0 cool test real quickly.
All of us, or
no, just Davros.
Marginal success.
Oh yeah.
My favorite kind of success. For Davros and life.
She raises an eyebrow. Found it in the tent.
Sorry, what did we find in the tent?
The key.
The key.
What key?
The key.
Sorry, what
chest.
key?
The key to
The
the
key to the
chest.
chest that we found in the tent.
I would like that back, please.
I feel like I check for the key. I feel like I'm checking around my pockets. I'm having trouble finding it. I feel like we should both go to the chest together to make sure we get paid what's been promised. Just to be safe to make sure I find this key. I wouldn't I wouldn't want to have any troubles with that. I might have dropped it somewhere without certain promises being kept.
She nods her head. She looks at you, looks at Ace Wing, turns, looks at Davros. Uh huh. Okay. Fine. Let's get you your money, and we'll be done with this. And then tomorrow, I assume you will be going to find this monster, whatever creature this is that did this. And
Of course.
Thulgrin steps and he says, "Actually, I think that I would be better off holding the key once they find it." He does the air quotes.
I feel like all of us can go to the chest together to make sure that we get paid and that the workers get paid, because it sounds like the workers haven't been paid for their good jobs so far. We don't want to upset the large group of people right out there either.
I have a question. Why are there two keys to this chest?
Stiegler,
What's the purpose of that?
because my family and his family were the joint operators, and we, as partners, were supposed to decide who gets paid what.
So what's supposed to happen in a situation like this, where one of you can't do anything due to being dead?
Well, obviously, the best course of action is for me to take over, since I'm the only proprietor here. And then Thulgrim says, "Wait. This was a joint operation. I doubt the Reuters would be happy with you taking sole possession of the keys."
This sounds like none of our business. How about we all go to the chest and get paid?
Wait, Davros, we need to respect the Reuter family's need to check in on these things. I'm sure they'd be very appreciative for us watching over the key.
I feel like I spin on my heel and look at him really, really confused for a second, and then go, "Right, of course."
Fine.
We personally got hired from the Reuter family to help with this job, and we just want to protect their interests for the good of the key.
Weren't we hired for the expedition as a whole?
But
sorry,
Rutger Reuter hired you. That was out of character.
Rutger Reuter hired us
Yeah.
for the expedition?
Yes.
Vrigny,
But he was...
why don't you and I go for a walk?
Well, we kind of have to resolve this issue now, Davros.
Yeah, right.
I don't know if you've been paying attention, but there's like
Trail
important
mix?
stuff going on here about money.
Trail mix?
I'll pass on the Ungi trail mix.
Water canteen?
I'm okay.
I think after hearing of this, I'm going to pipe up, turn to them. So what about the late Reuter? Are we just going to leave him here, disrespectful like this?
No, that's why we're watching their interess. We want to make sure that his family gets the justice they deserve.
Well, he
I'm
deserves the
I'm sure
proper
if you want to.
Yes.
We will...
I'm not as familiar with human practices. If you want to take care of the burial and make sure he gets treated properly, I trust your judgment on this.
Tomorrow, we will take his body to Grouse, and we will inter him at Moore's Garden.
Excellent.
But
Excellent.
for now, we'll get you paid. I suppose Thulgrim can have the key. It is supposed to be a joint operation, even though he doesn't speak for the Reuters. I suppose the point was that I don't have full control. So he can
You can
have
trust
the key.
him. He's a Dawei, and dwarves do not break their word.
Again, wait a second. He was hired by the expedition. We're the only people here who were hired by the Reuters directly. I feel like we should hold on to the key to make sure
just
that
met
their
you.
interests are properly served.
I just met you, and you took the key from. And you were going to try and hide that key from me.
No one said that.
You tried to lie to me.
When did I do that?
Not you. You. Points at Davros.
I did no such thing. I'm offended by the accusation, frankly.
Look,
Regardless,
sounds like
Thulgrim will get the key, and we will get you paid, and you will go find this beast for me, and then I will pay you even more. How does that sound?
Again, I just want to make sure that the Reuters get what they deserve.
They will.
We You're right, because we're going to make sure of that. I'm glad we're on the same
Thulgrim
page
will make
now.
sure of this. And she walks off towards towards her wagon.
That's best we follow her, I say.
after she leaves, I'm just gonna.
That
Well, it
went
can get worse,
really
could
well.
What was that, Quinn?
That went really well, I thought.
So you guys are paid your 7 shillings for the day. The
Yes.
additional 10 shillings that she promised you, so that's an additional, so that's 17 shillings extra over what you've got now. I'm gonna add that to
Plus our gold piece.
the so you got 10 shillings from your. You talked her into 10 shillings earlier. An extra 10 shillings would put you at the gold piece that you were promised, and then you were promised 7 for each for removing the.
So our total revenue from this expedition is 1 gold crown and 7 shillings.
Yes. So 20 shillings is 1 crown. So you are essentially getting it. You got 10 up front, and now you're getting 10 more for the gold crown you're promised. And then you're on top of that. So that's the 20 pieces equals 1 gold. And then there's 7 shillings for removing stuff. And if you want.
So 10 plus 10 plus 7.
Yes.
Okay.
Wait, so we have a crown and 7 shillings is the end result?
Yeah.
Yeah, the grand total is a crown and 7 shillings.
We're rich.
I'm gonna take Davros aside real quick after we get our coins.
Do you want me to hold your crown for you?
Come over here, Davros. I got something to tell you.
Is it about holding your crown? I go
Not
with them.
quite. You know, Davros, I might have said some cruel things to you yesterday. I just want to say thank you for taking the lead on these negotiations. It's been very helpful.
I accept your apology. I know that you didn't mean it when you said that it would do any of the work.
Oh no, I meant it. But I'm just also thinking. You did well, and that deserves recognition.
I mean, thanks.
Anytime, Ungi. I go back to join the other.
But if you let me hold onto your crown, I might be able to
thank you.
turn that into 2 crowns for you.
No, thank you. I'm off to join the others.
Think about it as an investment.
So, itchy ear.
So does Fulgrim try and take the key from me, or what's the scenario once the chest is open and we've gotten our money?
They're going to insist you hand the key over so they can open it, and then he will keep the key from the Reuters.
No, I just want to be clear. Do you have any gear for this hunt for this lizard? We do now have the funds to pay for better equipment, or if you want to provide it, pro bono for us to do the important deed of protecting the camp.
What? Do you think we came with monster hunting gear?
I wouldn't mind
No.
a bow.
It's true, nothing so fancy. Yeah, a hunting bow would be wonderful. Would be very helpful for us to help you stay safe.
You think we've got the money to just have bows laying around?
Yes, yes, I just saw a chest full of it. I absolutely think you do.
Not everybody's an Elgi who have bows all over the place. Some of us care about industry. a craft dwarf ship or craftsmanship, if you prefer.
With the money,
I mean, I would take a pistol as well if that's the implication here.
We have neither. You'll have to make do. That's what they hired. Reuter hired you here to fix his little problems, didn't he? So go.
At the very least,
so
I think we
tomorrow,
can
you're gonna go
investigate
fix it.
this, and if it's a problem, we can always leave it alone.
I'll be more than happy to provide you with a boat to follow the monster, if you'd like. But
We're going back on a boat.
yeah, the tracks led to the river.
Well, I know that. Davros is just putting this together now.
Yes.
A river, you say?
Yes.
How many rivers are in the area?
Well, you would know, and I'm gonna flip you guys over to here. So you guys are in this spot right here. And so you would, so this is the Grouse Lake, and so you would have to cross right here.
Oh, we just need to cross the river. That's not so bad.
When you say cross the river, you'll see Gert's nose snap up.
How many rivers have we crossed so far, Gert? It's the same river.
I think
that-
more cares.
Now that we're a little separate from the rest of them, quick question. I don't know about the rest of you, but I'm richer than I've been in a pretty long time, if ever. Why are we hunting a monster and not just going back to civilization?
10 crowns, Elgi. That's two
Nope,
each.
we're hunting a monster. That is great money.
2 crowns each. That would be amazing.
That would be amazing.
Hey, who knows?
do
Maybe
it.
this is all just superstitious nonsense. Maybe some logical explanation of this, and maybe it's just a big bear.
It would be a big bear.
A very big bear.
It's definitely a lizard. It's the claw, the 3-pronged.
I'm living in denial on this one. That's a good thought.
I pull out my as far as weapons, I have like a dagger.
Everybody has a dagger, yeah.
Right, that's it.
Mm-hmm.
Dagger's
This
pretty
thing
good.
had claws that were like this huge friggin' things. I feel as though, as much as I want 2 more crowns,
2
I feel as
crowns.
though killing this thing, I mean, you can't spend money if you're dead.
I mean, they did say find it, not kill it, right? For 2 crowns.
I think
It was
she.
10
I think
crowns for finding the killer.
I would be surprised if we would get paid for going out, finding it, returning, and not having killed it. I
Yeah,
would be very surprised.
you're expected to kill it.
But who knows? Who knows? Maybe Davros here can negotiate us a finder's fee, as you have been calling it.
I think that we've already gone down that road. I think the 10 crowns is where it's at. I mean, I could try to get us more, but in the end, we are going after a giant lizard thing that tears people's arms off.
Potentially.
Well, who here is all right in a fight? I'm decent in this scrap, but I'm no warrior. Gert?
Show my sorta. I have had some training from my employers in that regard.
Acewing?
Well, I can tell you that for sure I am great with a bow.
You have a bow?
Nope.
No, I don't. But I am great with one if I had one.
Elgi.
So how about this? Maybe
Johanna
since we've
says
been
she's-
so nice.
Johanna
Go
chimes
ahead.
in. She's not too bad in a scrap, and she I'm going to assume that she has some sort of club or something for her hand weapon. So
I think her career starts with a hand weapon or something.
they do. We never specified what type of hand weapon it was, but she shows
So
up.
Listen,
She has.
I am many things, but a fighter is not one.
think maybe we should seek out equipments or allies from the Strigani people here. Maybe since we've been so nice to them, they'd be
Davros,
willing to return the favor.
You've been amongst them for the past day. Perhaps you can take the lead on recruiting some help in our search party.
Maybe.
However, I would say just go for one or two of the strongest. We don't end up having to split those 10 crowns too many directions. Every extra person we bring along is more splitting of the crowns. I want to have a good reward from this.
So what was that gentleman's name? Rico, was it?
Yes, he was the boatmaster, Reiko the boatmaster.
He seemed like a very reliable fellow.
Do
I
you
don't
think
know how good he is in a fight, but I like reliable men.
Davros, do you think maybe you could charm him to join us?
I'll see what I can do. Okay, I go find Reiko.
Okay. He, as you approach him, he says, "Friend, sad day today."
It really is. I walk up to him and I place my hand on his chest. And I look at him and I'm just like, it would be even sadder if even more tragedy happened today, wouldn't it?
Indeed.
We've been asked to go and find the beast that did this.
Okay.
I was just hoping that maybe you'd be willing to come and protect me. I'm very, very scared of what could happen out there.
I'd be more than willing to come and help you. I owe you. So, despite the danger, I will come and assist you.
Thanks so much. Do you think there's somebody else you could bring with us?
I don't think any of my men would be willing to do so. They've
Okay.
already it seems that this place truly is cursed. So I doubt they would want to go hunt the beast that cursed them, but I owe you for my grandmother's life.
Thank you so much, Reiko. Just, if you would, please, just stay near me. I'm terrified about what's out there.
You seem the sort that he takes a moment to consider his words. That needs a little help in these matters.
I do. And I just was so impressed with everything you did out on the river.
he just nods and he says, "There were those who jumped into action, and I'll see you in the morning."
I'll see you. And I kind of twirl my finger around on his chest as I spin around and walk away slowly.
So are we going searching for the monster in the morning rather than right now?
Yeah, because it's late afternoon. Like, it's probably not. You're not gonna have a lot of light by the time you make it over there. So
Seems reasonable.
We might want to try recruiting among the workers. There's got to be at least one hardy dwarf who's willing to.
there's only two dwarfs at the site. Ragni,
One of them.
Fulgrim.
And Fulgrim's not joining us. Well, one of the workers, I'm sure, would be willing to.
Everybody
if
we
we
add reduces our individual shares of the gold crown. I know
Everyone
that
who
LG,
served.
I know that as an LG
Everybody
without a
who
bow, you
survives.
feel a little worried, but I think we might be able to handle this just with the 6 of us.
I guess we'll find out. I'm just saying that the people who survived definitely split the cash.
Hmm.
We can.
Ominous.
Well, if you think that dying because we don't have enough people is ominous, then yes, that is my concern.
We'll be honest with you. If it is a four-legged beast, we only have to be
No,
wary
no,
of
no.
four of its limbs.
Pairs.
Oh, 4 pairs.
4 pairs of legs. Is what you
Mind.
saw on the
I
thing.
need some very heavy alcohol and sedatives for tonight before we make out tomorrow, but I've already agreed to this. It's like we gotta go through with it.
All right, I'm gonna go on a mighty mission. There's got to be someone with a stash of booze in this camp.
Oh, they've got barrels of beer.
Okay, I'm gonna get a bunch of it. Like I just, as soon as he says that, I disappear into the camp
Mm-hmm.
and I come back with 2 big steins of beer, and I just hand them both to him.
Excellent. Excellent. I think I'll allow you to do whatever you're doing. I'm going to try to get some sleep. Hopefully, I'll be better tomorrow. Good night, everyone. But please, don't let your dreams be haunting.
Go ahead and give me a consume alcohol test.
Is there any modifier for this based on the potency of the alcohol?
Nope, but you're still fatigued.
Woo!
So you're at a -20.
I didn't have the -20 there.
So
That's a. You want me to reroll, or you're just gonna use that failure anyway?
let me see. Yeah, because you'll fail. So
I'll fail anyway.
yeah. So go ahead and then let me get back to the page.
Oh, we're using a chart, are we?
No, because we're not gonna roll on the chart because I think that's not really
You have to-
necessary
you have
for
to
this.
pretty
We're
rough
just
things
trying to
roll.
see if you wake up with a hangover.
Oh yeah.
Oh yes. So you'll have a hangover for. You'll wake up drunk, and you'll be drunk all the next day.
What is drunk worse than fatigued?
Drunk is -10 to weapon skill, ballistic skill, agility, dexterity, intelligence, and well, we'll just say that he's got a hangover for 11 hours, so he's fatigued for 11 hours. I think I'll simplify it to that. So you only have one fatigue condition tomorrow because you drank. Everybody else,
There we go.
everybody else,
Trading one for the other.
everybody else wakes up the next day. The mists have dissipated. The camp is much more lighthearted. Everybody seems to be in a much better mood than when you first arrived, and even yesterday morning. Everybody seems much better rested than they were previously. You guys are given a boat. You managed to row your way across the river over to the Ort Slum. That's this little swamp over here. If you're looking at Foundry,
I
that's
do
the
see that swamp.
That is a swamp. No ogres are gonna yell at you to stay out of it. The trail is like ridiculously easy to find. Guys, go ahead and make me a -20 perception test, everybody.
I have a track
Negative
test.
30 for me.
What
If
was,
that helps.
what was that?
I have track as a skill. If that
Oh,
helps.
you do? Yes. Make a +0 track.
All right.
And you can roll a -30 perception test for me, please.
Yes.
I did. I failed the track. What are you gonna have to follow the tracks instead of me?
Oh, no, it's super easy to follow.
Would outdoor survival?
Make that
No,
a -10
track
for
or perception.
outdoors. For outdoor survival, make it a -10.
Sorry, what did you say?
-10 if you're using outdoor survival.
No. Well, I still would have failed.
Okay. Yep. The trail is still, and Davros, you can make a -20 perception test too.
-20?
Mm-hmm.
This is gonna be tough.
I don't think it's gonna matter.
Impressive failure.
Yes. Yeah, the tracks are really ridiculously easy to follow. It's like it's not even challenging you.
Great. That's
Yeah.
good news for us.
Um.
I think as we're following these trails, I'll pull out my hand weapon at the ready.
Okay.
Oh yeah.
As you guys make your way uphill,
I'm just right close to Rico this whole time.
Oh, I forgot Rico was
grabbing
here.
onto his arm.
Let me make a test for Rico real quickly, because I forgot he was joining you.
I think I'll mention to Rico that I'm happy to see him here. I'm glad that he came along with us.
It'll be good to fight by your side again.
Okay. He's keep his spirits are up. He's helping you guys make your way up the hills. It starts to get, the undergrowth starts to get thicker. The trees start to get thicker. It starts to get darker and harder to see just because of how thick the overgrowth is. But you do see up ahead, as you're making your way through a particularly dense grove of sickly birch trees, there are some shouts of alarm close by. Through the gathering mist, you can see the indistinct shapes of 3 figures running in your direction, fleeing from a much larger looming figure.
I think I'll call out. Stand attention!
Looks like a monster to me. Weapons ready.
I hide behind a tree.
Yeah, so as you see these figures running towards you, they just bolt straight past you. They're just going flat out as fast as they can. And then you see... Let me do a thing.
So as they're running past me, could I try to trip one or grab one?
Go ahead, and I need to pull everybody else's.
I have brawling, so...
I think only one of you can see at the moment. Give me a moment. So I need you, I need you, I need you.
By the way, are these
Position
humans
yourself-
running away?
Yes. Position yourselves as you see fit. You guys, these guys are running in from bottom to top. Guys,
Bottom top.
and for chat, at some point I will have it set up so that you can see the virtual tabletop. I'm already on the Patreon for this, and I said I was gonna run Sirenscape. I totally forgot. We'll run Sirenscape next time. We'll work that out.
How do you move the screen around? Oh, you right click.
Right click it to drag. Yeah. So set yourselves where you want to be. That is the wrong character. I gave that guy the wrong. I gotta change. Yeah, I gave that dude the wrong artwork. Give me a second. Because there's a character from another adventure with the same.
Hey! I know that guy.
Yeah, the character from another adventure with the same name, and there we go. That's what he actually looks like. So, and they're running towards you from this direction. And in the chasing them is this thing, which I think you guys should all be able to see.
Yep.
Why don't you describe it, though, for people that are watching?
Yeah, so this beast that's running towards you is this giant 20-foot long creature, head and shoulders above everybody. It's got 8 legs. It's got this big mouth. It's got spines covering it. It's green. It's looks very old and ancient, and it doesn't look like it's very sturdy. You can look at its mouth; it's got broken teeth. Its skin is like sagging off of it. Its eyes have like these thick cataracts around it. But it is moving towards you guys, and it is moving quickly and aggressively. And I need you all to make some tests, which I need to double check how terror tests work because it's a big one. So.
My only regret with this battle map is that I can't put my character back.
So real quickly, let me go to terror 191. All right. So everybody make a +0. Actually, yes, a +0 cool test.
+0 cool test. Okay.
Gert is at a -10.
What's the consequences of failing this cool test?
Because it is a terror test, if you fail it, you run away, you gain a broken condition, and you run away the opposite direction.
So I have a marginal failure.
Okay.
Ragni has a failure. Gert has an impressive failure. Rico has a failure.
I guess these three people running towards us have the right idea.
Let's see.
They seem pretty smart. Don't need to be faster than it. We just need to be faster than them.
Just need to be faster than the dwarf.
Yeah.
Everybody has failed their terror test.
I guess we're all running, huh?
Yeah, so everybody gains a broken condition. No, broken conditions equal to the terror rating.
What about Johanna?
She also failed.
She also failed?
Yeah, the last roll.
Impressive failure.
Joining me in that regard.
Literally everyone.
If one of us failed, we would be running away in terror.
So
No. We're not breaking. We're intelligently retreating.
So everybody gains
this is
2 broken
just
conditions.
wisdom, really.
2 broken conditions.
Yes, because it is 2 sizes larger than you, gives 2 broken conditions. So
That's not
broken.
great.
On your turn, your move and action must be used to run away as fast as possible until you are in a good hiding place beyond sight of any enemy. Then you can use your action on a skill that allows you to hide more effectively and you also receive a penalty of -10 to all tests not involving running and hiding. What's the movement on this thing?
Yeah, it's not a negative at all. That's what I wanted to do anyway. This is just incentives.
So this thing has a movement of 4. Is that right? Yep. Because it is old and decrepit. It only has a movement of 4. So it is going to attempt to chase after you guys. Oh, it's got an awful agility. Yeah, actually wasn't too bad. Everybody make agility tests.
Do we get to like try to hide, or are we just?
You have
running?
to run away first.
All right, let's keep up this
That is
recurring pattern
excuse
of
me.
failure.
That is a +20 athletics test. So Davros,
20.
you can re-roll that. +20 athletics test to run away.
Impressive success at running away.
My +1 actually is a +0 due to having 1 less speed than the chaser. So I have +0 marginal success.
Okay. Do you have flee, Ragni?
Nope.
Okay.
I mean, I guess I lose to it, huh? Oh.
Let's see.
Yeah, that's not going to be great.
So to remind people, we do have resolve and resilience. We're probably going to have to use this fight.
Yeah.
Oh, Johanna got a
I mean-
-5.
So it looks like everybody's getting caught except for
Johanna
Doc.
is using her last fortune. to run the fuck away.
I was gonna say if you have fortune, you can use that. This is a good time to reroll
Hmm.
or take corruption. But
That's better. Well, yeah. You can always So that's a minus.
If Johanna's gonna get caught, Ragni getting caught also is probably better because then at least there'll be two of us. We might be able to beat it. Certainly, exactly one person getting caught is probably the worst scenario, right?
Mm.
I'll let you guys decide how to proceed.
All right. Well,
So
Ragni could dip into his pool of good luck and try to outrun it even further. But so what happens when we get caught? Do we turn and fight, or do we just like keep running?
You will until you are no longer broken. You have to keep running.
So this would mean what? It gets a free attack on us, or
It
like
means
catches up
that
to us
it will
and-
get a chance to attack you guys, and you're at minus 20 to dodge or defend. Well, more than that to defend because it's larger than you, but minus 20 to dodge. And then because it's larger than you, it is minus 4 SLs to defend. Because it's 2 sizes larger than you.
That is not ideal.
No, it is not ideal for you guys.
Well, I'm going to spend a fortune point to re-roll that athletics test. See what we get here. Difficulty average. SL bonus of -1.
Yay.
Oh, I'm up to +1 marginal success.
All right.
And I have a higher athletic score than it, so I think that means that I keep away from it.
Yes.
Whew.
But Johanna is definitely caught. So I'm just going to, for the sake of ease, move Johanna closer to it. And we'll move you there. So, yep. Oh, and real quickly.
did Rekko get a roll?
Nope. Hang on a second. Let me also do this. Begin combat. Oh, nope, that's not what I meant to do. I accidentally moved Ragni way out the way. There we go. I think. I moved Ragni off the map. Let me re-add Ragni.
I have no token.
Yeah, I derped. Trying to... I'm still getting used to Foundry too. Delete. Yes. Yes. That's what I meant to do. There we go. Everybody's posted up in the combat encounter tracker. There we go. I remembered how to do a thing.
Oh, we roll for initiative, huh?
I already did it for you.
Nice.
Well, roll for initiative. How it's at? It goes to your
Oh, I see. It's
yeah.
for when people have the same initiative. It resolves it.
Yeah, it resolves it by agility. So.
Okay.
So yep, that is So we'll now go to I guess initiative order. So Ben, you may attempt to make a cool test. You first have to try and run away, and then make a cool test. And I'll move all this down further. So that we have
athletics
more...
first.
Yes,
we're
plus
no
20
longer-
athletics to see how far away you run.
Oh, because he's sprinting.
Yes.
So keep in mind we have broken conditions on us.
So I'm gonna just kind of position you guys roughly.
That's a
Okay.
solid +3.
Okay. And I never made Rika's initial test.
And you said a cool test then?
Yes.
What difficulty?
It is a +0.
Cool.
Oh, Rika
+3
would
on
also
that as
be
well.
caught. So, all right. So you managed to shake off both of your broken conditions. You are going to be further back though. You're going to be significantly further back. I'm going to just put you roughly there. And then we have next up battle. Ryko. Ryko has to attempt to run away. First, he has to attempt to dodge. Not dodge. Attempt to break away. Disengage. That is an opposed dodge versus melee. So he will make a dodge. And the beast will make a melee. Ooh, Ryko cannot break away. He is stuck. But because of the issues that we're experiencing and because of where we are time-wise, I think we're going to call it for tonight. Thank you guys for sticking with us for so long. I'm obviously having some deeper computer issues than I realized, and I'm going to try and get that taken care of over the next 2 weeks. But yeah,
And then we will fight the beast.
Yeah, and then we'll finish fighting this beast of the Orslam. So but yeah,
I feel like fighting is a strong word for what Davros is going to do in this thing.
Yeah. But once again, guys, thank you for sticking around, and I'm sorry about my computer issues, but I'll try and get everything worked out in the next 2 weeks, and I'm going to also have the character sheets up before the next session. I'll have a link to Google Drive where everybody can just see Excel sheets for everybody. In the meantime, I'm going to be hitting Reddit and Tom's hardware guide really hard trying to figure out what's wrong with my computer. So, but yeah, thank you guys. This will be up hopefully Saturday. I think I'll be able to get it up by Saturday at the latest.
Sounds good.
All right.
Thanks so much, everyone, for coming. I really appreciate it. Check out games at highlevelgames.ca for all of your content needs. And we're going to keep doing this, and we're going to work out the bugs. So those of you that will stick with us, I really appreciate it.
Yep.
And I just want to say on behalf of the High Level Games team that thank you to Phil and thank you to everybody else that's playing in this campaign. I really appreciate the hard work that you're doing, Phil. I really love what you're doing. And for everybody else, I'm so glad to meet all brand new friends. I don't know if I know how to make new friends outside of role-playing games anymore. So I'm really excited to meet everybody and get to know your characters and maybe in the future as well.
Yep. And we will also go ahead and I think it's frozen on chat on stream anyways. But this will be added into the video. If you want to talk more specifically about Warhammer Fantasy Roleplay, Ratcatchers Guild on Discord, great community. I think most of the high-level games community is on the Mystery Fantasy Dungeon 9000.
Yeah.
So that's where you would go to check that out. But anyways, we'll see you guys next time. Thank you for sticking out.
Ta-ra!
Ta-ta.